and people have to remind him when they yell out about his mental illness. Nobody can't take him serious. Then that was real, like, he wasn't reassuring to her. All of a sudden it was, I don't think this is going to work for me. So now, hell yeah, her face went like that because she's all like, so you're about to pull another disappearance on me. That's basically what you're saying.
That's not even what happened in that moment, though.
It didn't. But then he did that, let's turn this around. Like you said, you keep avoiding it, but you did this, you did that. I can only call you out for what you're doing, but I didn't do nothing wrong.
Yeah, because when you go through a day like that where you're about to knock a nigga's block off and the only thing that saves that is a customer walking in asking if he should come back, like, you fuming. If some you know from personal experience, if somebody gets on your bad side by saying some fucked up shit to you, especially about something as personal as your mental stability.
But where would he even
that you were all that's I'm sure it was no secret.
Well, yeah, he probably didn't disappeared working there, so he's been there for a minute. I forgot.
And then to have that shit used against you, bro, that's different. That's a different type of like cut. Like, you came for me on some shit that I have issues or I've had issues with, and I'm trying to rectify. But right now, all you can see is that.
And then he asked, "You're never gonna ask what I'm going through." He didn't ask what she was going through neither. She sat there, the same shit that basically happened to him in its own form with Crenshaw. It was like, it was basically the same thing. I tried to help or I tried to do something, and just because it didn't go the way you wanted, you don't know what I was dealing with, you figured that I didn't support you.
Mm-hmm.
And so it'd be having thrown back in my face like, well, everything was fine. I was allowed to be mad. And then you DM'd me and said this, so you're wrong. No, you were coming for me, and you weren't even being fair about being mad. You could have said that to my face, but
we're just talking about
Crenshaw.
Yeah.
But it was like she dealt with all that. Then all that, and Issa, I always say, Issa
then
never gets to speak up.
Not really fucking with her business anymore after that.
But she said it. You're dragging my business. You're dragging me. So don't sit here and say, I thought we were in the trenches together. We were all this and this and that. But then because you didn't get your way, now you're mad about, his art, which is major. So you're just all like, forget me too. Don't say you care about me, but then you only care about me when you're not mad or when I was all on your line. But then now it's a problem. You keep going.
No, the Crenshaw shit is completely different. Like, that's
I understand
his reasoning, but he was being completely unfair majority of the time.
Because it's business.
It's business, and they needed certain shit to go a certain way. Unfortunately, that conflicts with your art. She's the middleman. She's not in charge of this shit.
But didn't she
She's the person that connects you to who you need to get to.
But didn't she fulfill what he asked for?
He
said, I just
needed an opportunity, and she connected him to the right person for that opportunity.
And it was fucked up about it, I think. Well, I'm sorry, cousin, but the one thing that I think is messed up is that.
So you apologize for cousin?
Yes, I did. Because, but afterwards, he goes, well, even fighting with you, look what I had a business opportunity to have this. And you bring out the integrity shirt, and it was all like.
That's shade. That's all that is.
It was shade, but it was all like, so you're not going to give me no type of credit? Like, no, regardless of what you did on the show, you didn't have the opportunity at first. Like, if people really would sit down and really know the truth, but which I always felt Issa never explains that part. She always just...
There's no explaining it. Here's why. People in that field, especially in entertainment, even for what we're doing right now, people see what we want them to see.
Sure.
People see the front of it all, the thumbnails and all that shit. They don't know all the blood, sweat, and tears that goes into doing all the other shit. We can look as pleasant as we want right now. They don't know what kind of day you had. They don't know what kind of day I had. They don't know what the fuck you and me are dealing with. We could have had a big ass fight before this, but we put on face for the sake of the entertainment. Right. You don't know anything about the background shit, and no one really kind of gives a fuck about the background shit until they are in it. And unfortunately, in those kinds of situations, the only time that you get it is when you're in it.
That's right. It's kind of
and
like...
it's going to be the same thing in this shit.
Yeah. But then it's another thing is like, with it, like you said, you're all over the place. And then what's her name just said, this is what happens when winners, and you know how it is, like she was saying that, like, yeah, it was coming for it, but it was all like, you want stuff, Issa, but then you not even fighting. Like, you just take the hit and just be like, okay.
See, I said this. And everybody looks at me like I'm crazy because they were like tired of Lawrence and all this other stuff or whatever. But specifically, at the end of the 4th season, she told him when he was talking about going to Frisco, possibly, and shit like that, and they were like finding their little compromising arrangements and shit. Issa, that woman right there, fine as fuck too, she said specifically to this nigga, whatever comes our way, we will try and find a way to work together to make it work.
Yeah.
Those were her words.
But it sounds good, and I think that's
until the rubber met the road, and then she crumbled.
But she didn't crumble. That's like a different type of hurt.
Of course
different
it
type
is.
Of pain. And sometimes we all ready to ride, but then when the shit get real, who really ready to die? Like, come on now, nobody.
That's
so
my
it's
point.
like you want me to sit here and I'm embarrassed in all different forms because I messed up with our relationship. I was supposed to be the first of this, and she hit her with everything. The mall ring. She hit her with everything that was just like bare minimum, and then you gave her better.
But
that symbolized better.
She didn't give her better.
But no, but you
in
gave
her mind,
that's
she
what I'm
got
saying.
better.
But that's what she's looking at. And when you say, why is she worried about her? It wasn't about her. It was just her basically still being relevant in everything that she's going through. Shit, even with Crenshaw, seeing Lawrence, Nathan, her life, all that. It's like you're still relevant. You have Lawrence's first baby. Like, that's first. I was supposed to be there. I messed up. All this stuff. It's just real. But it's like she said, you don't fight. You don't fight for nothing. You're used to losing. You're okay with being here. And she said, stop getting comfortable with that shit.
Yeah, the closest she got to fighting for anything was when Condola was supposed to come over that night after they had their outing. And she was supposed to leave. And she's like, well, what if I don't? That was the closest that she ever came to fight. Because if she did, it would have been curtains a long time ago. And they wouldn't have got as far as they did. Not that it mattered in the end, but in that moment, that was the closest that she ever did to fighting for anything.
What's bad is...
Or for anything in her relationships, I mean.
What's bad is for a woman to get to a point where... It's not bad, but it's majority of women. A lot of women or just get to a point where they're just all like, whatever I'm given. And she settles for everything. And it's like she, from the beginning... Every move that she's ever made has been at an impulse decision, and it always messes up more. And instead of her speaking up about how she feels or what she wants, she just allows it to keep spiraling and spiraling. But then you got Molly.
This bitch pussy, oh my god. There's something wrong with that. That shit needs a goddamn chair and a whip, goddamn it. This needs a lion tamer on that bitch, because, bro, every nigga?
I don't think she messed with him.
No, she didn't mess
but
with him.
I'm just trying to
but she was about to. She was about to go in. And she wasn't even sure if she did or not. That's how fucked up she got. She got so fucked up, she was like, fuck, I don't know if I fucked the last intern nigga or the coworker nigga.
Yeah.
You didn't even know. You weren't even sure.
No.
You woke up, you didn't even know if your pussy got messed with. Don't y'all usually know that?
But everything...
I'm asking, like, don't y'all usually know that?
You should, but look how she get down. Everything, not in a bad way, but she's a very sexual person, so it's like...
Also, side note, it is fucking ridiculous and incredible that YaboyRoshi does all these scenes and exudes all this sexual energy in her character, and this bitch is still a virgin.
That is neat, though.
That's
the expressions, all that.
Incredible.
How she...
You've never even touched dick, and this is what you do? You be making sexies that be, like, so fire by my nigga, like, fuck, like, 5 seasons of this shit? And you're this good at it? And you still haven't got touched yet? Man, nigga.
Kind of like
kudos.
Like,
Kudos.
There's a
It's
woman
like...
that is very, very sexually active in this show, but... In real life, she get no action.
None whatsoever.
That's neat.
That's incredible.
Yeah. That's neat.
Yes. But back to her and her fucking pussy issues and shit. I'm glad that her mom is good to go. Well, better, awake, conscious, if you will. And that she can stop fucking worrying about that shit. But what that whole situation did, I think, was... open her up more to what the fuck is his name? Tyrion? Terrence, co-worker.
Oh yeah.
I can't remember his name.
But then you think about when the beginning of this, well, the last season, how that all ended with the relationship. She was trying to find herself, and all her Instagrams, what's her name was saying, her Instagram is like on one side, and she's saying darkness is not, like all this little stuff she was going through. I think she's starting to realize, and then she said to Issa, like, I don't have that much more time. I think she's finally maturing to understand that you might be powerful in all areas. Things might be together for you and wherever. You're beautiful. You say what you mean, all that stuff. But sometimes you got to just grow up, and it's not always about you. And you don't have time. So you sat there and was putting off your family, and they were there, and you were here, and now it's like it's coming in perspective for her. I feel like she would be the next one that she's really trying to find some way to get serious with somebody. I think she's ready to start her life.
Then the question is, who's the candidate?
I don't know.
I can't say co-worker because...
Maybe she'll get back with Nathan's friend.
Yeah, fuck no. He's not even gonna bother with that shit.
Well, after she got to with his brother.
None of her older dudes she's gonna end up fucking with. None of them.
It might be him, the color.
That's what I'm saying. Like, that's the only real candidate right now. As of right now, that's it. But we don't even know how receptive he is to that. This nigga was able to do what no other nigga before him has done, except for Enterprise nigga from first season.
Oh, made her feel like shit. Told her about herself.
Turned her down.
Mm-hmm.
She made she had the look in her eye. Like, that was the.
But she kept doing it.
I'm grateful. I want to fuck you eyes. And he was like, it's lit bag or whatever the fuck that shit was called. Swag bag. It's swag bag. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Whoa. It's a lot of shit. My mom had a mug.
But I think she about to get her bubble popped when they get back in the office.
Why? Because he's gonna go back to serious.
She said the asshole. She's like, you managed to do all this, but you're still an asshole, and I think he's gonna be all like. At the end of the day, he about his bread. So is she, but I don't know. I don't think he's gonna turn into an asshole. I think they're gonna be around each other more, but I think he's gonna try and keep it as casually non-casual, if you know what I mean, as possible. Like I see what you're doing, but I don't want to be one of those guys. Like, I kind of already have an idea of what you kind of do, and I'm not trying to be next on the list. Keep in mind, she did do that shit to Fat Nigga. Yeah.
The nigga in Chicago, Lil Rel's character.
Mm-hmm. But it's.
And who the fuck knows what's going on with Tro? Haven't seen that nigga all season.
I know. I was worried about that.
I want to know, was this nigga lying, bruh?
Yes.
But this final season, we got 4 episodes. I doubt we're gonna.
That's what I'm saying. And then on top of that, so do you think that this is over with her and Nathan?
No, but I know that it raises an issue that they need to address that neither one of them want to address. And once again, she kind of proved his point. You're all over the place. You want to do this, you want to do that. You're here, you're there, blah blah blah. You're calling me out on my shit.
But he was enabling her.
Okay, hold up. But she kind of proved it in the end of it all by saying, you know what, let's drop it. She didn't really
but once again, no fight. It's just, it is what it is.
Yeah, she's complacent in certain things because she just wants everything to be okay.
Exactly. And what's about to happen next could either be him disappearing at this moment.
I don't think he's going to disappear again because he's on his meds.
Well, he just said, I don't think LA's for me. I don't think the shop is for me. It seems like he's already on his way out.
Yeah, he's trying to push himself away. He's distancing himself. That's what happens.
Mm-hmm.
That's what happens, especially when you're bipolar. You have a habit of distancing yourself. I do that, but I'm not bipolar. At least I don't think so. It's easier to cope with things when you just aren't there. So it's, you shrink into your shell and just kind of dip out on people. It's just dudes, and then everybody's like, where'd he go? I don't know. Disappeared. Like some ninja smoke shit. If you can't find me, can't talk to me about shit, I don't have to deal with shit, I don't have to confront shit.
I don't know, I guess I just feel so bad for Issa because it's her intentions is really not to cause any problems. She just can't get this shit down. And from the beginning, like I said, I felt like
the last one wasn't even bad. It just was unfortunate fucking circumstances that was within neither one of their power. People like to blame Lawrence for that situation for whatever fucking reason because it's like, oh, damn nigga, you should have wrapped up, blah blah. First of all, they did. Bitch. First of all, I'm sure plenty of people out here have had condom sex and still somehow it broke or whatever fucking got pregnant anyway.
Well, you did
or
catch
even,
something.
or even better, you fucking
You did catch something.
You just fucked on a Ferris wheel with no condom. Get the fuck out of here. I'm Molly, okay? Like, give me a fucking break. God damn. Anyway, like that's not his fault.
I don't believe
like
it's his fault.
Like in that situation, he was literally in a relationship, and they broke up because she wasn't for him, and they went their separate ways, and that lasted for a couple of months.
Or did she say she just didn't? When they were in the kitchen, I thought she wasn't even taking it serious. And she had been married before, right?
She was married before, yes. Didn't want kids then. Hit the abort button already. So she didn't want marriage again because of the ex-husband shit. Didn't want kids again. Hit the abort button beforehand. When she was married to dude or whatever the fuck,
it just went bad, didn't it?
But we don't know.
Well, she did talk.
Because he was asking about it. Like
yeah,
that was his whole thing.
But she did a little brief of what she don't want because of whatever. Mm-hmm. But it's like, it's kind of crazy to see how she comes in as a character that is, I know what I want, I said what I said, I'm financially this, I got this, I don't need nobody to become this.
All, you're no different than everybody else.
There you go. And you know, like they always
say. And she
say,
still got her skeletons and her secrets.
Exactly.
Again,
we still don't know her.
That whole Thanksgiving episode, he pretty much asked her at the end of it all, like, so, like, what's up with, like, the ex-husband and shit like that? Like, how do I know this and that, not this? And she did not answer the question.
But
she instead gaslighted the fuck out of him and flipped that bitch and decided to ask him about Issa.
Okay, so am I wrong to say this? Like I said, she came off as this strong person that stood up to Lawrence. Like she basically ran the relationship in her own form. So
she
now
didn't that
because
shit. She didn't that shit. He did.
Well, I'm saying, but she was like, I don't need you. But she got pregnant. She's like, I don't, whatever. But then how here she is now, and she's so vulnerable and this and that, and it
she
seems
realized
like
when the rubber's the road, nigga, I kind of need you.
Yeah, but then on top of that,
everybody's big and bad until again the rubber meets the road. Like she had the same thing happen. She thought everything was gonna be cool and smooth, and then when she had that baby, she was stressed.
But I'm
constantly.
saying, does it kind of look like you know how when a person be like, oh, I seen you with this person, or you've been in a relationship with this person, and then all of a sudden they be like, well, I know if me and you were together, it would be totally different. Mm-hmm. And then as soon as you get with that person, you're like, now I see the problems that she was complaining about.
Yes.
It kind of, to me, that's what's looking like Lawrence and her. It's like, oh, this, that, Issa this, Issa this, Issa did all this wrong, and he made this thing there. But now it's like you have this baby, and the fight that you and him is having, and his mind frame and how he moves, now you're like, he is the bad guy. Remember, she instantly had him the bad guy as soon as she was born. The baby was born. Mm-hmm. And the fight that she was having, it's my baby, it's this, I like to move this certain type of way, and I don't trust you with him. How you don't trust him? But it just is all that, like. But it's like, you wanted to make it seem like Issa.
I hated that moment because it was like such a weird misplaced moment. Like you complained about not trusting him or whatever, and I understand the reason why. The reason why is because the entire pregnancy he wasn't around.
But that's what you wanted.
True, but at the same time, it doesn't matter what you wanted or not in either case because you can't. You can be mad at him for that, I guess. Do what you want, but the reality of the situation was you guys were not together, and he wasn't trying to get with you. He was still with Issa. He was still trying to be with Issa. They were just trying to figure out, could this work? That was it. You were the one who kind of barged into that situation.
Sure.
So the fact that you have the nerve to sit up here from some past shit, like he was supposed to be there or some shit like that, like in real seriousness, like think about that.
I agree.
Like that's tough.
I do agree.
Like, I'm trying to be with this chick, but the chick that I accidentally knocked up because I we weren't even trying to even go there. At least I definitely wasn't. But she's still kind of like, not necessarily clinging on to me, but letting me to be known like, hey, yo, my nigga, this is your baby.
You want
I'm
me
like,
to get to know you as we're having a child.
You know what I mean? Like, come the fuck on here. Like, I'm still trying to salvage my relationship over here, and you're fucking with this over here, but you mad at me for not trusting you because I'm not around like that? Like, duh, the one I'm trying to be with ain't gonna look too kindly on that shit. That's gonna kill more of my chances.
True. But, I don't know,
but I get it on her end.
I used to be a pet, like I gotta say, I used to be a petty mama. And I felt that way when it came to, we're not in a relationship, the baby is, I don't want my baby away from me. But you don't know how to say it because it's like, I want the father around, but I don't want my child away from me. This is who I carry. I was by myself. I was carrying this baby. I went through the pains and all that stuff. And so here you want to come in, and we haven't had a conversation about what you got going on. Mm-hmm. She don't know if he's dating anybody. She don't know if him and Issa are together. She don't know none of that because all she said popped up was I had the baby. Cool. So in her mind and what she thinks, well, you have this female, you have another female, and now you want to sit there and play house with my child with another female. We or some of us, or I did have all those flaws before. Nowadays, I ain't gonna lie. You boy, come back with me because I need a break too. I'm not gonna be in this house.
Straight up.
But now with her, and then how she had the sister and the mom already feeling some type of way. There was expectations there that she created, and it's just like the situation is just ugh. And now look at Issa seeing this. But I just can't take the Dre demon of her.
My whole thing with Issa and this whole Lawrence Condole situation, it is partially biased, but like not entirely. Because again, I can understand it, but like from a personal place, it's like, how dare you have this bitch on your mind like this? Like you actually give a fuck about Lawrence like that still. Like, and of course, obviously she does. She still loves this nigga. But at the same time, like, do you though? Because you literally just told a whole ass nigga that you loved her.
Hold on. If she didn't have that baby, wouldn't they still be wrestling around?
Who?
Issa and Lawrence. Wouldn't they still be trying to finish it? Because she was like, I'll come to Fresco. Remember, she was down to do all of that. So that is her problem. There go another problem. She was symboling, like that was a symbol of her problem. Mm-hmm. She was a problem. What she was saying to her, that Crenshaw said, and everybody was saying, and all that stuff, that's a problem. But remember, her and what's her name never really got into it. Like, so she really didn't have anything to say. So she uses just her image because you are a problem already. But you ain't beefing. We was cool. We left off being cool. But now you're telling me everything that everybody else said. So yeah, and I gotta hear from you too. Why are you here? Like, it's just a problem all the way.
But she was a pushover in that whole scenario. I know it's like in her own mental or whatever the fuck, but like she had such a strong moment at the beginning of it with the fucking meme, Jordan and the baby and shit like that, and kicking this bitch into the dirty clothes linen bin.
I was just cracking up how she took the baby. She just took the baby.
As soon as she did this shit, and I was like, oh, bitch, this is a dream.
You see, I grabbed you. I was like, oh my gosh, she crazy. Oh my shit. I thought, Issa being goofy Issa, I thought it was real, and she just basically, I just actually dropped the baby. Some shit that she probably would do.
Fuck no.
And then be all like, now they really hate me. Like,
no, because her face was too straight. Like, she's like, and I was
when
nah,
she did that, I turned quick when she did it. But she had me cracking up because it's thoughts that you do have of that. But then it also shows, once again, Issa not being able to stand up for herself. She should have but she still should have walked over. He seen her looking. She looked at him and he looked at her. So it's like, why you walk away?
Because at the same time, it's like we just had like how we said in that moment. Bitch, I wish I would.
Like I said, it's
hold
a difference.
The baby of my ex.
But okay, I think that was just exaggerated. But still being relevant. Like, yeah, I'm unbothered nowadays. I love being in uncomfortable situations. I'm walking in the room and I'm owning the room. Like, yeah, that's a problem.
Yeah, fuck that.
But at the same time, it shows Issa's so quick to always just, I'll take the L, I'll walk away. I'll take the L, I'll walk away. Instead of just being like, I'm here. I'm present. Y'all not gonna keep doing this to me.
They're not doing nothing.
Whatever they are. Y'all better leave Issa alone. Issa just taking hits.
Oh no, this is better. This is so much better. This is probably the better episode of all the episodes that we've seen because it had
too. I feel like something big is about to happen.
Of course. But this is what we look forward to because we know
there is
drama on this disc. Huh?
I ain't got 7 days. I wish they could just release 2 at a time.
Shit. I'm
it's a lot because it's like tomorrow. They don't just pick up from a couple days later. They pick up from, we went right straight into the hospital right there.
But we don't know what the timeline will be on the next episode.
Right. And then the perspective
I don't look at
that we're
previews
going
at
to
all.
see.
I don't look at previews.
No.
Because fuck that. I don't like knowing what's going to happen beforehand or me having a whole ass week to make theories and shit like that. No, thank you. I'd rather just have a wholesome reaction to some shit that I didn't see in the trailer already, just in case. You know what I mean? I don't want to pre-guess. That's why I don't look at trailers or previews. Excuse me.
We gonna see. I feel like there's about to be some major stuff. Major. I think now I was wondering whose eyes is it going to be in. The perspective is going to be now. We did Lawrence and his baby mama. We did Issa and this. We did Nathan and his background. We did Molly and her change. We did my favorite girl. What else got the crazy stuff to say? Kelly, love her. And her she's fucking lost right now.
Her arc is interesting for me because she's like one of those ones where it's like, because she's the goofy bitch and she always says like a whole bunch of nonsense all the time.
No one
takes her seriously, but she's like really real life, like
she's
real life.
Chill, like she's cool.
No. She's real life having a
identity crisis to me.
I don't know if it's do I want to call it identity crisis?
Because she wants to be. I don't think she at the reunion she didn't really realize what was she really known for.
Other than being like the goofy bitch.
Yes.
Yeah.
So she has no
other identity past that.
Exactly. And in this, like, she makes it seem like she's not hurting. She's fine. I'm crazy. I'm do this. But in reality, it's just you're there.
Honestly, if it wasn't for her goofiness, all of that other shit aside, Kelly would be a very unlikable character.
You're right.
Like, think about it. Like, she skims under the radar because of how goofy and how silly and how funny she is. She sleeps with more people than Molly.
Yes.
She does more ratchety, raunchy shit than Molly. This bitch got fingered at a Denny's, my nigga. That wasn't really a Denny's, but it was definitely in a restaurant.
Yes.
In a booth. In the center of the booth. With hella people around it. To where Daniel across the way was like, hey, yo girl getting fingered, bro? Like, she be doing some shit. She faked an accident for dick.
She did it. Didn't even know what the hell she was talking about. And then died. It was okay with dying. Like, fake dying.
She wasn't, but then she was like, man, fuck it, I'm just going to roll with it. Cause that bothers the fuck out of her.
And I think that was the reality of, like she said in her podcast, if you were to die, like what would you be known for?
How would you be remembered?
Yeah.
How would you want to be remembered?
Be remembered, yes. And it was just the fact that it was like, I've had friends, I'm this. But then she didn't help it with the damn birthday party. And her damn cousin or brother, whoever.
Oh, yeah, no, that's what happens when you go through stuff like that. You get high at kids' birthday parties and you say nonsensical shit. While your other cousin gets high in a Peppa Pig outfit. Or a Pepper Pig outfit.
It was her child. She basically had matching outfit and everything. And
that wasn't her child. That was her.
I know that. So she made it like it was her child.
Oh yeah.
But it was like, your best friend is allowing this shit.
Mm-hmm.
But I said, we didn't heard everybody else's story.
So background. The next one up, if I had to take a guess, is gonna be, unfortunately, you're gonna hate this one. Sorry. Maybe not next week, but it will happen because it has to happen. A very incredibly awkward situation or conversation. Issa and Lawrence. They're gonna have to talk again at some point, especially after all this shit that just happened. They're gonna have to talk again.
Wait a minute,
because they made eye contact. Somebody's gonna make a move to talk first.
So wait a minute, Lawrence And they weren't invited.
And we don't even know if this nigga moved back yet. That was a doctor's appointment.
Yes.
We don't know if
she
he moved back yet.
But they're both going by assumptions. Like,
Mm-hmm.
and so, but then, I was thinking about the birthday party, like, you said them don't have kids, so I guess that's why they weren't invited. But it was still like,
I'm sure they were invited. I think they just didn't show because Condola was going to be there. Maybe they already knew that shit. We don't know that. Mm-hmm. That never got explained.
That's what it's
elaborated on. But that's just the assumption, because it's at the end of the day, it's their friends' baby's party. They would show up.
That's what I'm saying.
You know what I mean?
So we didn't have everybody's view. And the only thing that's left to do
is Issa and Lawrence
to bring this shit right back to the original head from the beginning.
Yeah.
Will they end up in the same spot again? Like,
honestly, I kind of don't want it to happen. The reason being is because it's like, what the fuck? What do we need to talk about? What is there to talk about?
Well, what's
you
next?
Made the decision for the both of us that you couldn't do it, and you walked away. You literally walked away.
But you understand why she couldn't do it.
Of course I understand why. But
I'm not saying it's
my
right,
point is that
but
if
she
you come
can't...
up to me trying to talk about anything, why? For what reason? Like, what do you need to... Like, we had a whole ass deep ass conversation about where we were at in life, and then this shit hit. We had a serious conversation about that. I told you, I didn't plan this. I don't want this to happen. This doesn't mean I'm getting back with her. I want you. And I gave you time because you needed time, because I understand the situation fucking sucks. And I had to sit here and I had to wait, and I had to wait to see where you were going to go with it, because I know what I want and I know where I want to go, but you don't. And I have to sit here and I have to wait on you, and then you come back and you make your decision and you walk off. There's no goodbye, there's no hug, there's no affection of any kind. I made the decision,
could it be?
I'm out. Huh?
Could it be?
I don't know. I feel like for the person that you claim that you love and the person that makes you happy and you wanted to like do all the settling down and shit like that with, like, I feel like there should have been something, but there wasn't. You just walked off.
And I'm saying this, what could Issa say that wouldn't sound selfish? There's a baby involved. So there's nothing that, talking about a child or a child being born or this bad situation.
It's not about it sounding selfish or not.
But it does. If I say to you...
Because either way it goes, it's a self-decision regardless. Whether you made the decision
yes,
for yourself,
but
whether you
it can be
explained
taken
it doesn't
wrong.
matter.
But it can be taken so wrong. If I was to say something about your children or anything like that and be like, well, this and that, you're gonna be all like, you sound so insensitive. You sound so selfish. What about my children? Like, I understand you might not have that love there, but that's my child. Like, so what could she say to make him understand how she feels without sounding like, so you asking me not to fuck with my child? Is that what you're asking? Because that would be the end of it.
No.
It's hurt. It's pain. It's like,
no. What it
you
is
want me
that
to sit here and watch you.
The end result is either
raise a
I have
child?
to leave because I can't deal with that shit, or I stay and I still have to deal with that shit, and it's gonna be hurtful for me because I'm not gonna ask you to do something like that.
I have to be
understanding to this fucked up situation that I don't want to be a part of. So yeah, no, I'm gonna walk off. Like, I get that. He gets that. He understands that. He knows.
Yeah.
But again, fuck. Like, you walked off. You didn't say anything.
That's what I'm saying. What else?
Like, not even so much as a bye. Like, damn, sorry, it couldn't work out. Bye. Something more than just a fucking walk off. I feel like he deserves a little bit more than that. But that's not even the important part. It's just my point is that you made the decision for both of us. I didn't have a say in this shit. I didn't have a say in any of this shit, like, at all. Not just you and me, but this other shit over here.
At the end of the day,
if I wanted to get rid of the baby,
it's okay. But at the end of the day, it's his baggage, and I don't mean a baby the baggage. I mean his situation.
The whole situation. Yeah.
It's his situation, and it's like it's just me and you in this, and now we ask someone that's innocent. Somebody has to make the decision. Mm-hmm. So either way it goes, if he made the decision and she was along with it, he made the decision for the both of them.
Yeah, in either case, it's him taking the L, no matter what.
And same for her. It hurts her. I mean, it really hurts her. Like, it's like, I fucked up. And all this time I've been fucking up. And then now I finally got you back where we can really start probably working this out. And boom, another hit. And then it's like, I'm supposed to be okay with this again. I don't think I can do it. I can't play background again.
And I understand that shit completely. Like, I don't fault her for making that decision. That's a tough fucking decision. Like, I could not do that shit. I would be right there with her like, nah, fuck this, I'm out. I would love to, but there's no fucking way that my heart and my feelings will allow me to sit here and fuck with that. Like, not even a little bit. Not even a smidge,
not only that, look how in love he became with that child. To watch someone, but I'm saying, but to be the outside and watch someone you love and want that with, love a child with the next person, it really will eat at you. And I don't think Issa is really ready for that type of hurt. She's been hurt.
I want to ask, does it even matter about the person that he had the baby with when he doesn't want to be with?
No, it doesn't matter, because it's not about the person. It's about the baby. That's unconditional love. That's love. Like, he was changing his household, flying back and forth. Mm-hmm. He was just being all uncomfortable. And he was so invested from the beginning, which I give props to that, because, I love to see my black men dealing with their children from the beginning, regardless of how hard the situation is or whatever, from the beginning. I really like that. But it was like, if all that, and Issa was still there taking that, she had to take the frustration of him not understanding. She would have to be there with him and his parents while they're christening the baby. Like, or maybe she wasn't going to be invited, because then that would have been another issue. You already see Crazy Kiki. She already got a problem in the damn show. So she probably would have made Issa feel very uncomfortable. The mama even had an issue. All type of stuff. So it's like, could Issa really handle that?
Yeah, that's extra drama.
Especially right now with all the drama she was having already. Mm-hmm. Could she really handle that? It was going to be messed up either way it goes. Either way it goes. It was just a fucked up situation for Issa all the way around. And it's just a fucked up situation for them all the way around. And it's crazy to be all like, damn, the reason why they're not working would be the same reason why they wouldn't work.
So then at the end of it all, I guess, in summary, it's like, one way or another, is kind of a catch-22. You kind of have to figure out what's more worth it to fight for.
There you go.
Because either way it goes, she went through trash, she went through drama. Mm-hmm. Like, she's literally riding this nigga waiting for an I love you, and she's not getting it. Which was soon as fuck. I don't even think she really even loves him like that. I think she's just
looking for.
I think he's just the rebound motherfucker.
Yes, but she's hurt. And okay, on some TMI, my experience type stuff. For 30-something years, I sat there and I took hits after hits and after hits after hits, and I was just all like, it's okay, and knowing I was hurt, and then it just kept, you sit there and just be like, okay, I'm just gonna find it somewhere else. And you would find it in the weirdest things, but it would be so messed up.
It's not even authentic, because you're makeshifting the shit.
She doesn't want to admit she's hurt. And sometimes people can't go through hurt by themselves. And what do hurt people do?
Hurt people.
So in reality, here it is where, oh, you're hurt. We hurt. We should hurt together.
Well, bitch, don't try to get you.
But we can do it together. But listen, you say you will be my boyfriend. I tell you I love you. We shall make it.
Like we just became like quote unquote official.
Yes,
boyfriend, girlfriend.
But as a person being in that hurt, and then she's looking at Molly, found her little thing.
Didn't find shit.
She was fucking a nigga. You remember she came?
She's always fucking somebody.
Okay, but Molly, that black outfit she had on that East switch with her. And then
first of all, I don't even know which one looked better in it, but it doesn't matter because they both look fucking insane. I would clap both cheeks, goddammit. Okay.
But she got looking at that. She's looking at her friend with the baby and her husband. She's looking at Kelly saying she's confident, whatever. Then you see Lawrence and had a baby and all this, everybody's moving except for Issa. And every time she keeps taking this hit, then Crenshaw's this, and then now you got this Nathan that is messed up too, but he doesn't have anything. So instead of her going to the club or let him take that walk, she walked right beside him and was all like, we could do this together. Knowing that she knew they should not be doing this. You were already defending him playing girlfriend at the fucking lunch thing when they were having the shots. Defending him with the brother and the wife. Making it sound like it was like he didn't have a problem. Issa's really just looking for somebody to love her. She wants her happy.
I'll say what I've been saying. Issa and Nathan, they don't belong together. They don't.
Now I see it. But
don't.
I guess
they're better off as good friends, homies even. Maybe even fuck buddies, I guess, if that's what they want to go for. But like, they got too much drama in their own separate shit to try and combine all that shit together, because they're both trying to get the same things from each other, but they both hard-headed. They both avoid shit. They both don't confront shit. They both run away from shit. They both aren't good at communicating their feelings like that, but Issa's kind of the only one who's ballsy enough to be like, hey, yo, so what the fuck, my nigga? That's kind of it. And yet you're trying to push these things together, but y'all think that these two niggas are made for each other? Get the fuck out of here, yo. If there was any other nigga in the show, y'all would have a huge problem. If Lawrence did any of that shit, y'all would be on his ass. If Daniel did that shit, like after the fact,
I was like, is Daniel
not initial Daniel. I mean like season 3 Daniel.
Okay.
If season 3 Daniel did that shit, you would have so much shit to say. Like, I don't understand that level of thought process. Like, think about, like, just switch the role real quick. If another nigga from the show did that shit, if Dro did any of that shit, fucking around with Molly, you'd be like, what the fuck is up with this nigga?
I'm saying
you dip on this nigga twice. Y'all not dating. You're obsessed over him for whatever fucking reason. I guess the dick on Molly on the Ferris wheel was fucking fire. That was second date, by the way. He inspires you to do something. Okay, cool. We got one up. Can't say he's there for you because he disappeared. This nigga went all the way back home to Houston. He went home to Houston. They live in LA. That's a far ways away. That's a good 1,500 miles at the least. He went home. Didn't say shit. You had to find him and track him down. You went through rummaging through his shit in his room. And you guys think that this is your king?
No. Hold on. I guess I go by this whole. Sometimes you want to find somebody that's tired of doing the wrong, trying to get this shit right, and it's like he is fucked up in his way. Issa's fucked up in her way, but sometimes two fucked up people can make a good thing.
Yeah. But good Bonnie and Clyde as they go off the cliff together.
You're right, but what I'm saying
is, that was Thumb and Louise.
But it's like in the long haul, if you got Lawrence, which feels like he is so much better, or he deserves, or I don't know, I feel like he feels like he's the victim in this whole thing. Lawrence. I mean, he's victim in his own thing, but it's like he doesn't. Issa can't be herself. I think Issa was always so there trying to defend and support with him, and it was like. It was still that whole. It kind of felt. I mean, me and my person. I feel like it's just she wasn't doing. Like in his eyes, she wasn't doing enough, but she was doing a lot. And he didn't understand the hurt he was doing to her, in his own way of he trying to accomplish what he needs to accomplish. And every time they turn around, they try this again. She just keeps taking the hits, and I don't mean just from like I said with Lawrence. It's just from everything she's trying. And it doesn't make it no better because you think that Lawrence is the guy. And you think that he would be there in support and he would really be like, I know Issa because I was the one with her longer. So expectation is there. With Nathan, we don't expect shit. We expect Nathan to be inconsistent because from the beginning, she met him in a...
No, people expected Nathan to work because he wasn't Lawrence. So because there was essentially a clean slate, even though it was not a clean slate.
Who was I? I was actually rooting for
Well, her and Daniel.
Yeah.
Yeah, I bet. The home wrecking ass nigga. Let's root for him.
He wasn't home wrecking. Okay, my thing is this.
Did he not know that she had a whole ass boyfriend?
But guess what? Whose responsibility is that?
Both.
She's in a relationship.
True.
He don't owe that man no loyalty. She do. And like he said,
he's still pressed up on her.
Okay, but like he said, back in this school, high school, or back in when we were here, I had this crush on you. Opportunist. Sometimes you be the opportunist nigga.
All I know is, again, if we switch that whole situation, Lawrence would be foul as fuck if he did that shit.
Issa was foul as fuck too.
That's without doubt. We all know Issa was foul as fuck. But again, if we switch that whole situation, if Lawrence fucked over on Issa with, I don't want to say Tasha, but let's just say Tasha for the time being. Like, let's say that time she showed up at Best Buy with her titties hanging out, which was fucking amazing, by the way. She just was big as fuck. Anyway, if she showed up at that moment and he took the bait, and they end up going out, hanging out, doing some shit that they shouldn't be doing, and then fuck that night. Like, ridiculous. Like disrespectfully fucked. Yeah? Issa found out, got pissed, they broke up and stuff like that. Lawrence is sorry, he tried to come back and shit like that. It didn't take. She doesn't want this nigga back at all, and he got back with Tasha. Y'all wouldn't say like that nigga is a dog. Y'all want that shit to work.
Okay. So you looking at it from that part. I'm looking at it from, like I was saying to you we were texting, like, the reasons for Issa cheating, the reason for it would be Lauren's reason for cheating if it was the reverse of him taking the support, and she just sitting here, like, let's say we gonna say nowadays, and some females are just feel like because they are the woman that they expect the ring, they should have the ring, and some women think that they're ready to be a wife or don't even, whatever, same thing, however it goes. But it's like if the roles was reversed and it was like she didn't show up for him, what do they say? Well, what you won't do, another woman would love to. So, and now we're looking at Tasha like, well, shit, she fucked him because look at Issa. Issa was sitting on the couch, didn't show up for her man. Her man went out, so what was expected? It would be that same, it has to be looked at that part. So when they did break up and she found out, it would be like, okay, yeah, Lawrence, you fucked up. But then you have to think about the reason of why he did it. The same way I said with Issa. It's one thing when you stop showing up for the world, but if I'm in your circle and I got your back and in the world I stand in front of you and then you stop showing up for me, that's like a fuck you all the way. You put me in the same category as everybody else. So what about my hurts? Because you sure the hell didn't think about my hurts or my pain or what I was sacrificing. It wasn't right, but it's kind of like slow niggas get left.
I heard everything you said. But I also had a flashback of Lawrence fucking the shit out of Tasha.
You're so fucking stupid. I just remember
that shit and I was like, ooh, fuck.
It was like more of that.
That looked like it was amazing.
Yeah, like shit, that Gucci.
She was taking that shit too. Like,
she was cool.
Like that nigga turned to an animal on that bitch. Like, we ain't never seen Lawrence do nothing like that.
But he was taking his feelings. Oh, ain't nothing wrong with that.
Like, oh my god.
But I'm just saying,
oh, my nigga Lawrence, man. Let me know how you guys feel about all this bullshit in the comment section below. We had a lot to talk about, obviously, but let me know what you guys think is going to happen next. Don't tell me what's going to happen next because you guys watched the fucking preview for next week or whatever the fuck. I don't like that shit. Don't do that. But other than that, let us know how you guys feel in the comment section below. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe. Hit the notification bell for more updates as we update because I'll keep updating. Until next time, for next week, for episode, what was it? 6? No, it was 6. 7?
Next one, 7.
Yeah, next one, 7? 7. We'll be here. Telling it like it is.